What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best builds tier list in Path of Exile 3.26. Overall I've gathered more than 30 builds and here they're ranked from worst to best. Of course, depending on your gear and setup, each build can go one tier up or down. And lastly, if you're looking for any of these build links and their path of building, then check the links in the description. And then, just before we get into the video, let me introduce you to LagoFast, which is a software that ensures better and faster connection routes to game servers by eliminating connection issues with a single press of a button. All you need to do is sign up through their website, then download the software. Then when you have LagoFast on your computer, just log in, choose the game that you want to play, for us it's Path of Exile. Then select your server region and then click boost, and that's it. Now you can enjoy whatever game you want to play with the best possible connection and FPS. On top of this, you will get cool features like POE item filler that helps you to find better items easier. Also, POE Ninja that provides real-time item pricing, build rankings and currency exchange. You can even get a Twitch job feature that lets you quickly claim your Twitch rewards and so many other features. As you can see, LagoFast is truly all-in-one tool that not only reduces your ping and boosts FPS, but as well will give you extra things that other players don't have. So what are you waiting for? Click my link description to check them out and use my code K30 for 30% off. So let's start with the C tier, and for the first one we have the Archmage Poison Spark Pathfinder build. The setup is an interesting experiment that merges two different archetypes, so the Archmage scaling and the poison effects. However, in the 3.26, the synergy is just not here. The mana cost needed to fully leverage the Archmage scaling is often at odds with the poison desire for rapid frequent hits. It suffers from clunky gameplay, poor single target scaling without a significant investment, and simply is just not a good league starter. While it can clear maps decently, the complexity and the gear requirement knocks it down to the C tier. Next up in the same category, we have the Eye-Shot Mines Deadeye build. The mines and bows don't mix well naturally, and the Eye-Shot Mines is a testament to that. This build struggles with survivability and fluidity, especially compared to more optimized mine builds. It requires awkward gem setup and doesn't really compete with the Deadeye's best choices. Mapping is okay with the Pierce and Chain, but boss damage will suffer. It's more of a novelty build this league, and just is not competitive at the higher tiers. Next in the C tier we have the Archmage DD Pathfinder build. The Archmage and Death's Door mechanics used together have more impact, but in 3.26 this Pathfinder version has fallen behind. The Archmage scaling is greatly stronger on the hierophants or the inquisitors, and Pathfinder lacks the needed mana mechanic and the regen. The result is a build that feels underwhelming in both mapping and bossing, and without top tier gear it simply can't compete. Next in the C tier we have the Tree Stack Penance brand build. The tree stacking remains a powerful mechanic, but this Penance brand variant just doesn't benefit as much. The ramp up time relies on the positioning and defensive issues will hold it back. It can absolutely clear content with the right investment, but there are better options for both brand and tree stacking approaches. It's clunky in fast-paced environments and get punished heavily in the juiced maps. Next in the C tier we have Icicle Mines Deadeye build, which is another attempt to make a hybrid build with the mines and the traditional projectile skill. While Icicle Mines were once a meta, they've fallen from the grace. Deadeye does not offer much support for the mines compared to a Saboteur, and the result is a build that feels outdated. It's okay at clearing maps, but bosses will become a chore without good gear. And now for the last C tier setup we have the DD Scavenging Chieftain build. This Death's Door variant will try to leverage Chieftain's regen and the life-based mechanics but falls short. The scavenging does not synergize well with the playstyle and feels janky. Damage output is also subpar, and the survivability is inconsistent. It's viable for casual mapping, but lacks the punch and the speed for serious content. Then next up we have the B tier, and for the first one we have the RF Chieftain build. The Righteous Fire has been a staple for years, and the Chieftain version will remain viable. While he's not at the top tier anymore, it's a solid all-rounder with a great regen and simple mechanics. It's great for SSF and very comfy mapper. Bossing can struggle without specific scaling, but overall it's a respectable mid-tier build with solid defenses. Next in the B tier we have the Holy Relic Necromancer build. The Holy Relic offers a unique gameplay style and solid clear for minimal effort. The Necromancer Ascendancy will boost minions and survivability nicely. It's not the fastest or the hardest hitting minion build, but it's incredibly beginner friendly and scales well into the red maps. However, it lacks single target burst, which keeps it from climbing to the higher tiers. Next up in the B tier we have the Shield Crush champion build. The Shield Crush is a tanky, reliable and decent for mapping. Champion's Fortify and defensive layer will keep you alive, and the build scales well with armor and the flat damage. It's straightforward and fun, but clear speed is not amazing and it can feel clunky in the high investment content. But overall it's a good starter, especially for hardcore players. Next up we have the Toxin Rain Pathfinder build. It's still solid in 3.26, as the Toxic Rain will offer great damage over time scaling and the chaos damage penetration. Pathfinder provides flask uptime and solid clear. However, the build bossing has become a bit sluggish in the current meta. It's easy to gear and can do most of the content, but it just doesn't feel as dominant as it did in the past leagues. And now for the last B tier we have the Penance brand Inquisitor. This build excels in burst and smooth playstyle, especially with a high crit scaling from the Inquisitor. However, brand builds have seen some nerfs, and this one needs good gear to shine. It's fun and effective, but not S tier efficient. You'll clear maps well and do bosses fine with the right setup, however, you won't be able to do it super quickly. Next we have A tier, and for the first one we have the Flicker Strike Slayer build. The Flicker has always been a blast if you can handle the chaos. The Slayer will provide great sustain through the leech and the build flies through the maps. Bossing is surprisingly decent with proper gear, and mapping is also fun. It's not for everyone as the desync and control issues can arise, but in terms of clear speed and excitement it's a A tier for sure. Then next up right next to him we have the Cyclone Shockwave Slayer build. The Cyclone remains one of the smoothest melee skills, and Shockwave adds a great burst. The Slayer Leech will keep you going and the build feels great in both mapping and bossing. It has good AoV, good tankiness and a solid investment scaling. It's not the highest DPS, but it will be consistent and satisfying. Next up we have the Explosive Chop Trickster build. The chops are still incredibly strong in 3.26. The Trickster adds survivability and evasion. He's got great clearing speed, smooth leveling and awesome single target burst. This is one of the better league starter options that scales into the endgame. However, he does not quite hit the S tier due to the playstyle preference and some trap clunkiness. Then right next to him we have the Power Siphon Archmage Totem build. Totems and Archmage scale nicely, and the Power Siphon will bring strong crit scaling. It's surprisingly powerful when invested in, and the Archmage mechanic provides excellent mana synergy. He's a little clunky with multiple layers of mechanics, but performs well in maps and against bosses. Next in the A tier we have the Exsanguinate Mines Trickster build. The blood themed builds have very strong visual and mechanical appeal, and this one delivers. Mines will give great burst potential and the Trickster will help you to survive longer. He has great dot scaling and fast clears, but requires good uptime and understanding of the mine play. However, with solid investment this build will really shine. Next up we have the Lightning Arrow Deadeye build. This is still one of the top bow skills in the game. Lightning Arrow with Deadeye scales with chains, spears and a massive AoV. It's excellent for speed mapping and decent against bosses with investment. He's got simple mechanics and a lot of build variety. However, he's only held back by being squishy without the higher endgame gear. Next in the A tier we have the Retaliation Bleed Gladiator build. The Gladiator offers great block and solid mapping tools. This version has high survivability and great damage over time potential. It's not as fast as others, but very effective in hardcore or tank focused playstyles. He is versatile and very rewarding with the right setup. Next we have Explosive Arrow Ballista Golementalist build. Ballista allows for safe play, and Elementalist scaling will bring in the big ignites. Explosive Arrow Ballista are still incredibly strong, and bossing is excellent. Mapping is a bit slow, but safe and effective. The setup is very beginner and SSF friendly, which makes it a reliable A tier pick. Then next in the A tier we have the Boneshatter Berserker build. The Boneshatter remains a top melee skill for league start and the scaling. Berserker's rage synergy and insane damage potential will push this build very high performance wise. It's risky with self-healing, but the payoff is huge. Mapping and bossing both feel satisfying and raw, and he just needs good timing and good gear to really take off. Next in the A tier we have the Storm Burst Totems build. Totems provide safety and the Storm Burst will offer strong damage over time with overlapping projectiles. It's a great mapper and solid boss killer. Totem playstyle is not for everyone, but this build is consistent and sneakily powerful in most of the content. Next up in the A tier we have the SRS Necromancer build. The Summon Raging Spirits are fast and effective, and minion-centric players like myself will love this build. Necromancer makes them durable and deadly. This is great for casual players and league starters with excellent scaling. He can even handle bosses with some effort and clear maps surprisingly well. Then for one of the last ones, we have the Blink Arrow Guardian build. This is a movement-based minion setup that feels unique. Blink Arrow clones paired with the Guardian's defensive boost give this build a unique strength. While he's not at the top tier for speed and bossing, he's very safe, fun and stylish. It's an off-meta build that works surprisingly well. And now for the last A-tier setup, we have the Lightning Strike Slayer build. The hybrid melee/projectile builds will always feel fun, and the Lightning Strike hits both of these styles. Slayer will make you tanky and powerful. He's got excellent clear and decent boss potential. He has that classic feeling build with a strong league starting capability. His only downside is the big reliance on the gear. And now finally we've come to the S tier, and for the first build we got the Ground Slam Slayer build. This sleeper pick has come into the spotlight thanks to the recent buffs. He's got huge AoE, incredible scaling with the Slayer's Leech and Overleech, and he's also got very strong boss performance. Its smooth playstyle and the one-shot potential makes this an S tier melee choice for all of the content that the game has to offer. Next in the S tier we have the Poison Concoction Slayer build. Poison Concoction is back and stronger than ever. No weapon required, scales off a flask and chaos nodes, and is very budget friendly. Also, Slayer gives it surprisingly tankiness. Overall, it's fast effective and is perfect for new and experienced players. Then next up we have the Smite of Divine Judgement Slayer build. This setup is a new twist on the Smite that leverages lightning scaling. Slayer again will deliver tankiness and uptime, and the Divine themed visuals are a bonus. He's great for both single target and mapping, also surprisingly powerful and not gear hungry. So this is definitely a meta dark horse. Next up we have Explosive Concoction Slayer build. This setup is like a poisonous concoction, but built for elemental damage. Explosive Concoction will offer insane burst and clears with ease. Slayer gives it a leech and sustain, making it viable even in the harder maps. It's a high impact build that is fun and effective at all levels. Next in the S tier we have the Poisonous Concoction Bouncing Pathfinder build. The Pathfinder takes Poisonous Concoction to the next level. With flask uptime and the chaos synergy, this build clears maps like a machine and melts bosses. It's great for league start and deep endgame. It's absolutely one of the best well-rounded builds in this league. Next up also in the S tier we have the Archmage Vortex Hierophant build. Archmage Vortex seems weird, but it's a tanky high damage dot build with great layering. The Hierophant's mana scaling and defensive tools will let this build shine. It's excellent in all the content and feels unique and powerful. This is an S tier pick for players who enjoy layering and damage over time playstyles. And last but not least in the S tier we got the Volcanic Fissure Berserker build. Volcanic Fissure is one of the most explosive melee skills this league. Berserker's Rage and the crit scaling will make it a boss melter and map clearing monster. It's flashy, deadly and surprisingly tanky with the right setup, so this is easily a top tier build for Path of Exile 3.26. So let me know what you think about these builds in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't want to miss my previous top 3 best builds video, where I showed you even more powerful builds, so click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.